is the morning after our couple's wedding night, and that means it's the first day of the rest of their married life. And I got news for them. All these couples better be careful because look who's back.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Carmen's back! Carmen's back! Carmen's back!
I'm back.
The couples are in trouble. There's no nonsense time now. We can let them off easy the first 2 weeks, but it's no nonsense anymore.
It's no hiding now,
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to AfterBuzz's after show of Married at First Sight, Season 9. This is Episode 3. We're finally going to start getting into some of the drama, but before we talk about that, guys, I'm your host, Mike Thieling. I'm pumped to be here, and of course, I am with my amazing panel. I just gave her a little bit of an intro, but she deserves all the intro. To my immediate left is your girl, Carmen.
Thank you, Mike, for such a wonderful intro. And hey, guys, I'm happy to be back on board, and I'm ready to get into this crazy, insane show.
And he did not get enough last week, so we brought him back as a permanent member of our panel. Your boy, Jim, at the end.
Wouldn't I get enough of that last week? The show or
the drama, the virginity, the lack of sex.
I thought the show started to transpire into my own life.
That's right. Yeah. You went home. You were trying to find someone to marry on the spot.
Making regrets that I didn't go with the show a few seasons ago.
Making regrets.
Not after tonight's episode though. But we'll get into it.
It kind of the whole show kind of just rubs off on you, and you want to make really poor decisions for the rest of the evening.
I think that happened.
Guys, of course, we're going to talk about everything that went on this episode. We're finally, it takes a couple episodes for this show to get into it and for some drama and stuff to happen. So we're going to go through all the couples as we normally do. We got our two awesome special segments where we're going to rate our couples, of course, and we are going to maintain last week's special segment, did they have sex or not? And it's not enough for the panelists to do this stuff, you guys. So I'm going to post the link right now in chat. We're going to post the link several more times, but we want everybody out there to go ahead and participate in our survey, and we're going to track your results as well as ours with producer Jonathan along the way. But let's get into it. Carmen, you're back. Give us your overall thoughts on tonight's episode and just these couples in general from the last 2 weeks.
The virginity was just definitely at the top of the list. I'm like, we have a lot to talk about this season. Surprisingly, they're one of my favorite couples. Is it Iris and Keith?
Yep.
Iris and Keith. So far, but I have some things to talk about with them. And I think it's going to be crazy. Matt and Amber are hilarious. Elizabeth and Jamie are, Dana and Greg is kind of like giving me Will and Keith vibes. Slightly. I mean, no, not Will and Keith. I always want to put them together. But Jasmine,
Will and Keith.
Jasmine
That's
and
a
Keith.
different episode. That's a different show altogether. Yeah. Right.
But I think it's cool. I'm excited to see these crazy people do what they do.
Jim, what'd you think of tonight?
I thought there's some dull moments.
Yeah.
It was quiet and slow.
As
and
usual.
I felt
welcome to Married at First Sight.
It's Married at First Sight.
And we were talking when we were watching the show. I'm like, man, I want to do this. I would have done this. And it's like, no.
You get excited. Yeah. Well, and that's what we were saying, and I was talking to one of our producers before. They said, how was the episode? I said, honestly, to be fair, it's pretty boring. Because
But it moved along.
It does. That's fine. But they're also literally and figuratively right now in the honeymoon phase.
Right.
So there's no drama going on. There's something interesting. They're still getting to know each other. It's all kind of roses and butterflies as it is right now.
But there's some good talk points in there. Like, we have some good stuff to talk about this
season.
There
is. Well, let's get right into it.
Let's get into it.
We know that we were at least half wrong last week because no one got busy the first night. We obviously see they all wake up. They're in a little bit of a afterglow because nothing happened. Strictly platonic still. And I guess the first major thing for this episode was they all get to sit down with their in-laws, their brand new in-laws, which has never happened on this show before. What'd you guys think? You have met significant others' parents before. Was it as awkward as this? As I just married this person, now I'm part of your family?
I get along with parents. I get along with parents. Moms love me. I don't know. I don't have, but I just think
it's the trick.
I don't know.
What's up with that?
You have to be humble. You have to be humble.
Because parents hate Jim, evidently.
Yes, absolutely. I mean,
is that true? Silence says it all.
Yeah, well, you know what? I think they kind of do, but I'm always cool and nice. I don't know why.
You
it's
come
just
off like you wouldn't give a shit what they think. I think
it's
that's
because
what
you
it is.
I don't technically.
Because you come in and you tell how you almost went on Married at First Sight and how you almost.
I start getting my story. It's like,
how strong do you take relationships?
So it's like for me, dealing with relationship in the past, it was just always this sort of thing like, well, he's this now, but is he one to stick around? They always say, I'm going to venture up to Hollywood and all, which I did. So
that's true.
Right.
That's true. The parents are right. The parents are right.
They had a feeling about you.
But they were like just always like, ooh, he doesn't have like this set career. He doesn't have this. Like I was the wild card. Like, whoa, he could be trouble. He couldn't support a family. And it's like, it's true, probably. Whatever. Right now, but it's all going to change.
I never had that epic
I'm going to go on Married
conversation.
and Millionaire, whatever that show was that was airing.
Yeah.
Then I'll be legit, right?
You know what's funny to me about these parents being so stern? It's like, can you take a look at your own child for a second? Like, you're grilling me about what I want with your child or your daughter or whatever this is, but your daughter signed up to be married at first sight.
They're
so how
making
about
the
you go
same
check
decision.
Her?
Exactly right. They're making the exact same decision, so there really can be no judgment. And I thought it was interesting. Guys, let us know what you thought in the chat. We love seeing you. Thanks so much for hanging out, of course. Let us know what you thought. It was really fascinating, the difference between the guy's parents and the girl's parents. I think there's a marked difference. I made the comment, and then Carmen, you immediately said absolutely. Just in general. What do you think?
Because I think daughters are looked at as more sacred and also more of a liability. This is going to sound really messed up. I'm not a feminist. I'm sorry. I mean, I believe in equal rights and all of that kind of stuff, but
wait till we get into the sex talk. Like Carmen is not.
I know like why moms and dads are scared because the girl brings the baby home with her.
Right.
Like the son can get you pregnant and then go on about his business if he's a real jerk. But
and it's happened a lot. We've seen stories and heard that. So this is
But he doesn't have to bring the child home with him, and the daughter does. So it's more of a liability. Like you have to protect the daughter more.
That's interesting. So you think from the female's parents' perspective, they're thinking the initial thought is, I don't want to have to take care of a grandkid if this guy runs away.
Yes.
That's the thought?
I think that's a part of the overprotectiveness when it comes to daughters.
All right.
And then also you just have a double standard. Like guys have a different sexual nature than a lot of females. Well, you know, I don't know.
But do you think the
tend to
parents
get
see
chewed
it
out
that
for
way
saying
too?
stuff like that these days. But I just feel like men are more promiscuous than women naturally.
I think in general, yeah. But
We had that talk.
Yeah, I don't think that's a controversial statement. If I think a lot of people, there's been a lot of research done. I can't quote specific studies or anything. Don't get crazy on me. But it's just kind of nature that the male can spread his seed to many females, but the females can only have one at a time. So it kind of lends itself to promiscuity, right?
No question. Here's the thing. Was it maybe that these parents are from the South? It's a little bit different culture too,
That's
and
valid
it's
too.
different because you could see like a theme. You know, I think I turned to you guys. I'm like, whoa, they're all kind of like nervous, right? The parents seem nervous to me for some reason, and it was like almost interrogation, right? So it's like, we're going to do question, like, not only an interview, this is one thing with an interview, but this is more of an interrogation. Like, these are the questions, you tell us this and this. And it was just like a step-by-step process. It did not look comfortable. It didn't feel comfortable watching it. Can you imagine being in that seat?
No.
So I just feel like maybe they've dealt something with these daughters potentially in the past, dating jerks and, you know, these guys, and they're just so guarded to a point where we need to interrogate now.
Well, and I always think it's so funny because the parents are asking all these questions, right? Like they're really getting into it, but it's like, guys, you know they just met yesterday. You know this is a show. Come on,
That
like
might be
relax,
a part of the problem. Like
guys.
this stranger wants to deflower my daughter.
But it's the parents who are hardcore grilling. It feels like they're acting like the kids have been dating for 3 or 4 years, never met him, and just surprise, we got married, and all of a sudden he's in the family. They both made this wackadoo decision to get involved with this TV show. You know, the grilling is a little bit strange. 2 really stood out to me that I want to touch on real quick. First is Amber. Because of anybody, she got off so easy since his parents didn't come to the wedding. She just talks to his bros, basically, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
we
just
approve. All good.
Chilling with his friends.
Right.
And instead of asking her any kind of hard questions or like, what are your intentions with Matt? No. It's like, if you didn't know, Matt plays lots of instruments. And she's like, he's so great. They're like, oh, yeah, like you rap too? Cool. You're going to get along great.
Yeah.
Well, like, poor Jamie has got Elizabeth's dad who is a little too attached to her, I think.
He's
A
creepy.
little
What about the
bit.
name?
Is he like
She's gonna keep her name. You know, that was a whole weird
Yeah,
thing. Like the
man.
name thing. It was. I looked at both of you. I'm like, he's messing, right? He's just like, I was waiting for him to put out the jokes, like kind of like
Yeah.
her, like being a. But I'm like, wait, I don't think he's messing. He's
I
like
thought
legit
he-
for real about this stuff.
And for everything. I thought he was messing
Yeah.
around for
He
all
was-
of it. He's
It
like
seemed
dead
like it.
He was
serious
very
about
like
this stuff.
passive aggressive in his tone of like, you're a jerk for doing it. Like,
Yeah, for
when he
real.
would
I
say
hate
it to
you for
him,
doing
like,
this.
I
Felt
hate
like
you
it.
for doing this. You're a clown. You know you're a jerk for this, right? Like, that's what I got from his tone. Because it was like, I'm not taking you serious. You signed up to get married at first sight.
And
And with my
sorry.
crazy ass daughter. Like, he probably knows
Yeah.
more about his daughter. Like, you guys are nuts.
But that's what I was going to say. When we saw him and her together when she first told her parents that she was going to do this, he said, well, you know, this guy you get with is going to have to learn patience and how to deal with you.
Yeah.
The way he was talking was kind of like, cool, you're not my problem anymore. I don't have to deal with the, intricacies that's going on in your mind like crazy. She's all over the place, and it'll be some other guy. But now it's like he doesn't want to let go, and he doesn't want this guy to have anything to do with it.
Here's the thing. What I thought, though, wasn't there a power struggle between Jamie afterwards, where he was just like, trying to establish what kind of a man he is? You know what I mean? Like after the talk with the father.
Yeah.
It was just this whole thing. It was like a dynamic of like, I almost felt like, are you man enough to be with my daughter? Legit. Like that seemed like it. And then he was trying to like sort of, we saw later on, and we'll get into it.
With the name thing,
Yeah, with
right?
the name thing.
Yeah.
He just kind of tried to be more assertive, and it was forceful.
Yeah.
So I think it stemmed from that conversation where the father, it literally challenged him and kind of
Maybe he's
put
a
the
jealous,
foot down.
Maybe he's a jealous guy. Like, I'm still the man in her life.
And
Yeah,
her mom
well,
never
could've
says
been.
anything.
Right.
Never
But
says a thing.
The weirdest thing is she's such a free spirit.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen your daughter kiss someone before. So what was so awkward
Yeah.
and what was so strange
It's
about
real
seeing somebody
extra.
kissing your daughter? she's not like 22.
Right.
He was
Or the
really
grown woman, you
the
know?
kissing stuff was
30s.
really, really extra because at the wedding, first of all, it's their wedding. If we're gonna take this stuff seriously, then we take it seriously. It's their wedding. But second of all, I mean, they're also on a TV show. So if she got cast on Law and Order, maybe she's got to make out with some guy. It's really not that different,
It's not that
okay?
deep. It's
they
a
weren't
kiss.
doing anything crazy.
Right.
Real quick, because we talk about a lot of aspects of marriage and stuff on this show, not just exactly what's going on with the show. Curious, because of the last name thing, what your guys' opinions were on it with men getting married to women and women changing their last names.
It's just if you're gonna be traditional, I don't know. It's too much.
Is it that big of a deal?
Changing is
old
too much, or what? No,
school.
what is too much though?
Just take your husband's name.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I understand if you have a strong brand, like
Right.
you're Kim Kardashian. I understand why you don't want to lose the branding that's associated
But she didn't
with your
either.
name.
She also took West,
She's
right?
Kim Kardashian
So,
West.
yeah.
And Beyonce knows Carter, but I understand why you want to keep your established thing. But to expect men to just, what is it called? Emasculate? To me, that's emasculating. Like,
To not take it, you think is emasculating.
to make a man take your last name is some
Well, they
real
don't.
punk.
They also
That's
don't
some-
have to take
that's
either.
Weird.
They
Yeah.
can. Everybody can take
Their
stay their
own and
own
keep
names
it.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I think it's like, I wouldn't be offended or anything. It's like if you want to really keep your name, but I think it's more of like a branding thing. Like if you wanted to keep your name, like if you're in the entertainment industry or some kind of known person, and you're kind of associated by that. But none of them are, from what we know.
Just normal people.
And why is that such a big deal already? You know what I mean? Like they made it a big deal, and the thing is, especially with Jamie's case, like, well, you're going to take her name. It was just almost like, what is? I also thought it was a power struggle move. You know what I mean, with the father and him. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to let even her be recognized by you.
Right.
So you're going to even take her name. Like it was
Right.
a power struggle more than about the name. I thought the name thing was overblown. It's not, in a sense, it wasn't the topic. It was more of asserting your
It's
Dominance.
like passively
Dominance.
Yeah.
aggressively saying, I don't respect you.
Right.
Yeah,
Period.
agreed.
Yeah. I mean, so for full disclosure, I'm a very big wedding officiant. I also issue marriage
would
licenses,
know,
so
yeah.
I'm really in tune with the name change thing. In California, I know legally everything you can change your name to. Done about 700 weddings now. It is definitely more like 75% women taking the man's last name. For me personally, when we got married, I did want my wife to take my last name, specifically with the thought of if we have kids, I just wanted all of us to have the same name.
Yeah, it's confusing sometimes
I just
too.
liked it, and that was one part, just like Carmen said, of the tradition. I kind of liked it.
It's traditional. If you're gonna get married, I mean, it's a tradition.
Yeah.
You know, if you're gonna keep it traditional, you might as well just go ahead and keep it traditional.
Yeah. So they finally. This is a terrible transition, Mike.
How do you
Yes.
how
They
would
finally-
you know, like in a same-sex marriage, who takes whose last name? How does
I've
that
seen
work?
lots of different things for that. So I've seen same-sex couples keep both of their names.
Okay.
I've also seen them combine names because you can combine both and hyphenate.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Hey.
And we have an accident, of course.
It's all good.
Perfect.
It's all good right
this
here.
This is live taping right here.
We're doing it live,
We're
man.
gonna-
And they can. I've seen them actually take each other's names. So my wife's last name was Tugade. So I've actually seen same-sex couples do Michael Thieling Tugade and Raquel Tugade Thieling and switch and take each other. So there's a lot of fun stuff you can do.
Hey,
You can kind of do anything.
Did they drown with the parents' interviews like we kind of almost did right here? or
That's
no?
right. They were definitely drowning in interviews. If you guys are fans of us, you are just drowning and drowning and drowning in content because, as Jim will tell you,
Yeah.
we love you guys so much, but this is not the only program you got to hang out with.
Hey, whether you're single, in a relationship, getting grilled by your soon-to-be parents or not, or just trapped in a wet mess, we still appreciate the conversation. You guys joining us here every week.
Disembodied hand care of Josh, one of our producers.
Give a
Just
shout
get
out
on
to him.
camera, Josh.
Give a
Stop
shout out.
hiding.
Please, if anything, guys, subscribe for this man's hard work right now and providing this for us. Keep on being in the conversation. Comment. Leave us questions. We want to be part of it. I think I'm still there. Yes, I am. If you're on iTunes, give us a 5-star rating. Comment more. Just talk to us because, we're busy around here. Got a lot going on. So
If you're on iTunes, you have no idea what's going on right now. It sounds like a big mush of mush. But we had a little spillage. Everything is good now. We're coming back. Guys,
I need to have my hands tied, I think, now. Yeah, my back. This is the second time it happened already, man.
everybody watching, you guys are our extended panel. You know that. We love seeing all the comments. Thanks so much for hanging out and just making us the ESPN of TV Talk. You guys rock. So super quick, because I want to get into all the couples individually. Suffice it to say, they get through the conversations with the in-laws, and then we move on to the honeymoon. So let's take all of these individually and let's talk about them, and we'll end on the honeymoon for each one of them. First, I want to start out with who I think right now is still kind of the least interesting couple. I'm sorry to say, but that's what I think. Greg and Deonna.
Yeah.
We know they're God-fearing.
You don't think they're interesting?
No, not at all.
don't.
And it's not even the religious aspect. There's nothing about it. It's like people sometimes misinterpret, like, oh, they're religious, so they're more subdued. They're more, they're not as boisterous or whatnot. It's not that.
Right.
Because there's plenty of religious people who show personalities,
nothing to
right?
do with that, yeah.
It's got nothing to do with it. Just a disclaimer if anyone thinking that maybe or assuming that.
Calm down.
The thing is with this is that this couple is just not meshing well. Like, they're just strangers, and you can tell they're strangers because they're so awkward with each other.
Right.
And it's like, and
It's what they are, though. They're strangers.
They are, but
it's a
more
different
so
thing.
than any of
Yeah.
the other couples. I feel like it stands out from when they were awkwardly talking in the bathroom while they were flossing. Like, it's not a big deal, but it became very awkward for them.
Yeah.
She's treating him like a guy who she's dating that has to prove himself to her. Like, you need to tear this wall down. I'm going to put this wall down. So impress me. So and I feel like she's almost using her defensiveness to kind of like get him in line with what she wants. And, I thought they had good chemistry, though. I really...
Today or the previously?
No, just like
It
so
still feels
far.
it
I
still
feel
feels
like
awkward to me.
It's awkward because she's being defensive.
Very much so.
She's like, like the whole "I'm not smitten" thing. Smitten doesn't exist in my dictionary.
That's
I'm like,
such a
you have to be
strange
smitten
thing.
on your honeymoon. That's the whole point. It should just be so romantic. But she's like, you didn't get me yet. Don't get too excited yet. Like, you don't have me in your pocket yet. Like, I think that's what she's trying to establish. Like, I'll let you know if I like you like that. That's what she's doing.
For both of them, I had odd, awkward moments. He seemingly making way too big a deal out of her not liking sweets. Who cares?
cares?
They're
if
acting
this
like
is the most-
children, literally.
If
I
this
don't
is the
eat
most-
chicken, but if my man wanted chicken, I would bake him chicken.
Or you just eat something else. Like, it's
Yeah,
not a big
no
deal.
one's forcing you to.
I mean, it seems like a win-win. He gets all your chicken then. He gets all the
Right, he
sweets. Like, that
gets the
sounds
chicken,
awesome. I love
right.
sweets. That sounds awesome to me. who cares? And then also this whole smitten thing, she doesn't like the word. Okay, great. And that's why I'm saying they're the least
awkward.
interesting, because if this is the biggest plot points we get for them for the show,
Yeah, well,
cares?
They're
It's the
very
beginning of that.
interesting. This is gonna be great. They're gonna butt heads so much, and we get to just talk
But
about
is it
them.
interesting or is it just boring and like I find
Filler.
it yeah, it's filler. I almost find it like a turn off in a sense where they're just so immature almost with their way of like going about it, you know, and it just feels like
Right.
uncomfortable and awkward. And
I think
awkward
it's-
isn't fun to watch.
I think
you know?
it's her more than him.
Yeah, I agree, I think, in a way. But he's
Yeah.
playing up to it, too. They're both trying from they're almost like butting heads in a way, like, ooh, I'm going to be clever, but yet defensive. And it's just not working because they're both going about it the same way. It's
can't
weird.
tell exactly what you're saying. I can't tell if it's flirting. I can't tell if they're enjoying it. They're verbally saying that they like each other, but the body language and the conversations and stuff don't seem to be materializing.
They make me feel like they could go friend zone easily.
Yeah.
And he's ready for the nookie. He's ready to have sex. He's dropped the hint so many times that, like, you know, they can get to know each
Well,
other.
that's what the whole thing is. It kind of stems from him dropping these subtle hints that
Right.
he's trying to see if she's picking up, and she's completely shutting the door down every
And
time he
becoming
tries.
more defensive.
Yup.
It is interesting that this season, more so than last season, it seems like we've got people who are much more raring to go in bed than
yeah.
last
Or not.
season.
There's
or
a
not,
divide,
or the
yeah.
exact opposite.
Yeah.
I mean, anything else you guys want to say about them? I'm ready to move on, to be honest with you.
It's already fallen apart. And
Yeah.
I think if they can't find a middle ground or at least communicate, because this isn't communication. This is just like taking little childish, dumb banter, like
Right.
little pokes at each other. It's how are they going to last in a marriage
That's
if they
not
can't
a
even
good-
get? That's not a
yeah.
good start. This is not a
Right.
good start
It's
if
not
they
even
can't
really
communicate.
All right, let's go to next most interesting in my mind, because I made up the conversation topic list.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
Matt and Amber,
Yeah.
who I think is a super, super, super cute couple.
I think they're so cute.
Once again, this is the season of, I think, women taking charge, because
Okay.
Yeah.
she's ready and raring to go sexually, and we
Yeah.
know Elizabeth is beyond ready and raring to go. So it's very
Liz is
females
gone.
taking charge. So that's awesome. We talked about how she got off super easy without having to talk to his in-laws. Just had a
Yes.
regular conversation. I thought his conversation with the in-laws, her in-laws, was perfectly fantastic.
Was it?
Yeah.
The aunt was that, like, what was up with that? The aunt took over completely.
The
The
aunt
parents
was odd.
That
Yeah,
aunt
it was
was odd.
strange.
Annoying.
That was
Maybe the
strange.
parents just
The parents
knew
were
we
just-
can't do camera
maybe.
time. We can't do camera.
and then she
needs to
took
speak.
over, possibly,
Yeah.
but she was just like, you know.
But at the end of the day, it was very, why didn't you invite your family? We get it. You're part
Good
of our
question.
family now. So that felt warm.
Yeah, I would have wanted to know why your family isn't here. Like, why hasn't your family come to support you?
Mm-hmm. We
Get
still want to know.
married?
It
It's a
doesn't
little
seem like a good
fishy.
excuse.
closets, he's got skeleton. I'm telling you, there's
It could
something
be
off
terrible
about
at
it.
relationships, and they could
Yeah.
be tired of it.
Yeah.
They
I don't
have,
know.
They have chemistry and they're good and they seem good together. But I just think his secret, it's gonna come a point where he needs to confront it. And like
What if
with
he's
her,
got
Maybe it's not
nothing?
a
What if his
secret.
parents aren't divorced and there's actually nothing
Well,
wrong?
we don't know.
And they're just
We
chilling
don't
at
know.
home.
They
like,
could.
well, Matt's playing basketball in Europe, right? That's why we haven't heard from him for 8
But like,
weeks.
here's the thing: he's got siblings too, right? They're not involved. There's something off here, and it seems like he's the common denominator. So for them, they can avoid it. But like, at what point does she, who seems like she's a family person, in a lot of ways, like when does this become an issue in their relationship? Because I think it would. Because I don't know if he's holding this kind of thing, and sweeping it under the rug. What other stuff? There's something that's off about him that I find sketchy and secretive, man.
Maybe
I would not trust that
serial
guy.
killer.
I would. Hey, you never know.
killed
I
him.
mean, I
Well,
doubt it,
maybe
but
killed
I don't know.
You never know with anything.
Obviously, we got a lot of comments in
think
the
it's cool.
chat.
They
Mr.
look-
Oliwada here every single week. What up, what up? Amber is a little too thirsty for me. Be fun at first, but she's got to ease up.
Hey.
She is just smitten, to use our word of the
She's
day.
smitten.
Like, she's super smitten
She's
with it.
the easy cheerleader, and he's the basketball
Hey.
player. It works, honey.
We got some questions for Carmen.
Okay.
Because she hasn't been here for 2 weeks.
Okay.
I don't mind interrupting our flow here
Oh,
before we
buddy.
forget about it. But several people
Okay.
in the chat, Carmen, did you ever meet up with Will? Last time I remember he was hitting on you through
guys are
AfterBuzz
crazy.
last episode. spill it.
No, I have never met up with Will. You guys are crazy. You guys have been
Stay
trying to
tuned
make
for season
Will.
10 of
Yeah,
Married
and we will need to replace her at this. Yeah.
Married at Second Sight.
You guys are really trying to hook me up with Will. This is hilarious.
Hey, that would be not so bad. Anyway, all right. There's a little internal drama. Back, no drama actually. Back to the episode. What did you guys think about Amber going real hard on Matt Gwynn V, aka their potential future child, on literally the first full day of knowing each other?
It's just
Is
annoying.
that okay? Maybe I don't even have to ask the question. Is that too much? Is that like, whoa, calm down, lady? Or is it, well, they're married, and if we're going to keep playing in the whole game that they're actually married and they're going to do it, it's got to be something they talk about.
I think it's wishful thinking.
Okay.
On her part.
You gotta start off on the right foot, at least believing that this thing is gonna last, or
Sure.
it won't.
Yeah.
You can't go into it like being a complete skeptic.
But here's
So
the thing.
giving that,
but
would you
she's
talk about it
blinded.
right away?
She is blinded by her lust. This is a lot of it's lust. It is because she wants to jump all over him. She wants to, and he's kind of. He's taking a backseat with a lot of things, which makes me kind of question him because she's very transparent and open.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything phony about her. Like, she's genuine, probably the way she feels. She's excited. But him, she's talking about having kids with him. How about find out the story about his family first? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
settle
a good
this first. Like,
point.
she's kind of blinded by love, initially,
Right.
and she's very excited about it. And he's kind of, in a sense, calculated about it and stepping back and letting take the she's giving him the attention and all that. I'm telling you, this dude, someone needs to check in with
What
this,
if
man.
it isn't that he's like like something crazy's going on? What if he's just a passive introverted
Could be.
man?
He
'Cause
could be.
He could be that quiet athlete guy that's like that nerdy kind of introvert. It's like two different type of athletes. Sometimes they're super extroverted. Sometimes they're just really quiet, and you
He
don't know
could
much
be.
about
Carmen,
him.
But
Chad is
still-
saying that you're blushing.
About what?
About Will.
Y'all are crazy.
They
No,
see
I-
it all. They're
I-
like the eye in the sky. So.
Yeah.
I think I totally agree with you guys, and I think that bringing it up right away is like a little much. If let's give this guy the benefit of the doubt. If he's not a serial killer, okay, he's just a passive, like really laid back dude.
Yeah.
This is way too much overload for him.
Oh, yeah.
It's like he's gonna get so bombarded by not only her sexual energy advances, physicality, but now there's children and stuff. This poor guy is like, I don't know, I signed up for the show, and now he's like
Yeah.
being attacked.
You signed. This is the life he chose.
Well, I know.
I didn't get married at first sight. He did.
Ask Keith about the life he chose too. You know what I mean?
Speaking
Oh,
of
no.
which, however,
I think
let's
she's fun though, and I think she's game to have a good time. I feel like she is what would have happened to Kate if Luke would have treated her right. That's what
right.
Luke would have gotten.
Yes, that's
is this
exactly
girl.
right. That's because Kate was just as
Yup,
spunky.
she was spunky,
and into it. Yeah.
and Luke just rained on her whole parade. He just. You know the birthday. Have you ever seen the meme where the little girl that's singing her happy birthday and then she turns around and slaps the candle out? You know what I'm talking about? It's a funny meme, but that's definitely Luke and Kate. Like he definitely just knocked her flame right on out.
Well, we got hope for them. They go to Antigua, and the last thing I believe which is where they're all going for their honeymoon. They all stay at the same resort. The last thing I believe we saw was them just going at it, making out in the pool, a la, as we said, Wild Things, the movie way back in the day, with an oddly
It was very
neon
Wild
blue
Things.
lit
Yeah.
pool.
Very-
Yeah.
The kisses were very stiff and awkward though. Like I hate kisses
Yeah, they
where
were.
you're like.
There wasn't that much
so
passion for someone.
weird.
Yeah.
It is strange. It is strange. If our boy Matt is keeping secrets,
Yeah,
one person absolutely let out her big secret this week, and it's Iris. In case you guys didn't know, Iris has never had sex before. She's a virgin.
Never heard of that.
She's a virgin. Iris is a virgin,
Wow.
virgin, never had sex, virgin. Okay?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
And when
no,
you
I know.
see them together, you wouldn't be able to tell,
The
right,
show,
Mike?
the show never makes any allusions to this.
No.
But she's
Not
a
at all.
virgin. So she tries to be real sly and slick with it that everybody watching was like, oh my God, just tell him that you're a virgin instead of, well, let's talk. What secrets do you have that you've never told anybody? He's got to think,
Right.
what?
Yeah.
Tell me a secret. So did you say, tell me a secret so I can tell you I'm a virgin?
Yeah, no, just say it.
man.
What's the right time to tell someone that?
She should have already told him. Why is this?
Well, at the wedding? This is the
Technically,
morning after their
before the
wedding.
wedding.
But they've never seen each other
I
before
think
the
it
wedding.
was cute the way she did it. I
Right.
think it was good time and get it out there now early so you don't like have false expectations happening.
Right.
At least let him know what he's dealing with.
What did you guys think of his
Quickly.
reaction? Because he already knew. So
Right.
this was somewhat of a fake reaction for her. But
It was.
as we discussed for the rest of the episode, it seems like it's wearing on him more and more.
Buyer's
His eyes.
remorse.
Buyer's remorse.
I mean, he's too polite, and he seems genuinely like a nice guy. You know what I mean? And polite.
It's in his eyes.
He's trying.
He's
trying, but the soul is telling him
No.
otherwise.
His eyes are kind of glazing over. He's
like,
got that glossy look.
Yeah.
But he's still verbally like there and everything's fine. But I don't know. Are we starting
I
to worry
100%
about them?
wanted this. I can bet you 100 anything that it's not 100% what you
She's so
wanted.
comfortable because this is what she does. Like she's made it 27 years doing
That's
this.
right.
Like she's in her bag.
And
like,
we had her dad super overprotective.
Yeah.
When they get to the hotel, right, for the honeymoon, this is the first time she's ever stayed with or lived with a man. So that right there is like, okay, this is a lot for this guy to take in. And I just
he looks like that. Like okay.
What next?
this is
What
pregnant
next? What
look.
next? What next? I can just see all the guys hanging out on this honeymoon because you know how they split them up, right? I can see all the guys hanging out at this honeymoon and everybody else being like really happy, like what's going on? Like how's it going, guys? And him just being like, did you guys get a virgin too? Because I don't.
It's almost
I have
like
a
a
good
dream
friend
come true
here.
and a nightmare at the same time.
That's deep.
Maybe he wanted someone like that, but now that he's in this situation,
He's like,
having
oh, shit.
regrets, and wishing that
Because
it's
he
not as.
doesn't get to have sex.
The best would be we got a lot of drama.
hilarious.
If you guys are into the relationship reality shows, I know you're hanging out with me on Monday nights for Bachelorette. We have some drama going on in Bachelorette where one of the dudes has a girlfriend back home, and he's made it really far, and he was a front runner, Jed, right? So how funny if somehow social media someone blew her up and was like, dude, I was sleeping with that girl last year. Like, what are you talking about?
No,
That would be terrible.
No, I don't. She just like she
She
seemed
has a
genuine.
virgin quirk.
Yeah, she seemed
She's very
genuinely more
quirky.
interested in like blogging about the spot they were at than actually like doing
I
stuff
can
with
see
it.
her
you know?
blog posts.
Yeah,
like, I can
100%.
see her page.
There's
like,
pictures inserted
It's like
in there.
a travel
For the record,
page.
I don't think she slept with anybody. I just thought that would be an interesting twist.
But I think that she's down to give it a go. I think she's really yes. I think she is really giving thought into like this could be my moment. Like he's cute and
Okay, so you weigh in because we've weighed in for the past 2 weeks. The whole point, and I know we got lambasted in the chat and the comments. We're not making any comment whatsoever, any kind of judgment on her religion. Nothing like that. All we've been saying is she has stayed a virgin for religious purposes. Doesn't it cheapen it somehow that
Very.
if this is your out, like, well, I'm married now, but it's a reality show. It's
Super
not
cheap.
like right. I mean, a little bit. I was just like totally got you there. I'm
okay.
sorry.
It's
But
Water
get
all over.
excited.
We're flowing.
Get
here.
excited.
We're in Antigua, actually.
All the water is going towards
today. What's happening today?
But do you think that is valid? Do you think God would be like, oh yeah, totally, like I'm down with that. That makes sense. You're good now.
No, it cheapens the whole wait. Like you wait all this time to go to hook up with a stranger anyway.
Right.
Isn't that what you're trying to
It's just a legal
avoid?
piece of paper,
Did
right?
you wait 27 years to not have sex with a stranger? And now you're gonna have sex with a stranger.
Right.
And I think she really wants to do it because that's why we see her like, are you staying in this? Like, are you sure? Because I'm about to give you this.
Yeah.
I'm about to give you this good,
I
and
think
I need
so,
to know if you're staying in it because I'm ready. I think that's what's going on with her. I think she's ready.
Definitely not tonight because as we
Definitely
noticed,
not.
she was wearing, I think, underwear and a shirt and then another robe on top of it.
But I still,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
and
she's terrified.
definitely.
I think she's
Yeah,
terrified.
it's just scary. Plus, you got cameras in there too.
Yeah.
So it's understandable. She is completely covered up. Who is not completely covered up is Elizabeth, who couldn't be less naked.
Great transition.
Oh my
Great.
God. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like
wow.
7 nip slips in like
I don't
30
think,
seconds.
But
They
that's
put the
not
editors
a
to
nip
work.
slip. That is on purpose.
Yeah.
That was like a sheer
She
mesh
came out. I
90.
mean, dude. Jamie turned around and she was just naked in front of the cameraman, and Jamie's like, "Oh, okay."
That's sexy or whatever.
And then it's
Yeah,
like, okay, let's go to the honeymoon. And then she's in the bathroom with a little confessional, like, I've got some lingerie for I have lots of these outfits.
She was brushing her teeth like this.
For real.
Brushes that teeth from the front. front like this.
Dude.
Like, who does that?
Not only is I have so many of these outfits, and he is so excited to take the outfits off of me, and she doesn't even get
She's
out of the bed.
deciding for
Just
it,
a
right?
boob is out.
Yeah.
She's just naked all the time.
I knew he was in trouble from the moment they were at the wedding, and she was like, "One thing I know about both of us is that we both did this, so we're both crazy."
She's
And-
deciding
He's
for
like,
everyone.
huh?
And in his eye, for like a split second, if you go back and watch it, you can see his eyes like, I didn't sign up for
What?
crazy. Yeah, like I didn't sign up for crazy.
I love it.
So, but yeah, she's wild as heck. I mean, she's fun, but it's scary. Like she's so fun.
And they're so
that it's
opposite.
like, oh, everybody has
Very
gotten this
much.
version of you.
They're
I feel like
so opposite. She's crazy spunky. He's super introverted. She's talking about, I just make wild decisions, and since he's like, I calculate and I figure this out.
It takes a certain amount of time and the right person to bring like this super like carefree, like I'm down to do whatever with you because we have that type of chemistry. But if right off the back, you're just super
Yeah,
wild.
I mean, and what
there's
else is
no
there
guard.
left? Yeah.
That's right. You can't go any higher
No.
than that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's not to say, I believe that I have friends who have had sex the first night they went out and they're married. So, you know what
Sure.
I'm saying? And so I don't believe that it has anything to do with sex. It's
Right.
just a certain way that you carry yourself
Right.
to let me know I'm getting something special. Like, let me see the flower unfold.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see the petals.
No, it's
blossom,
figurative.
and
No,
it's
it's
just like-
figurative.
Very much.
Yeah,
Figurative and
that was
illustrative.
definitely figurative.
What did you
but
guys think?
It's
Let me.
no mystery with her.
I want to take one step back real quick. I didn't like it when he was figuring out what to call her, that he
Oh, yeah.
specifically decided to call her Elizabeth, which only her dad. No, sorry, maybe not only her dad,
Beth.
but he
Don't have
specifically
Beth.
asked, "What does your dad call
Right.
you, Elizabeth?" Then I'm gonna call you Elizabeth.
No, he said Beth.
Isn't that weird?
He said, "What does your dad call you?" And she says, "Elizabeth when I'm in trouble," but he calls me Beth. And he was like, "Okay, I'll call you Elizabeth."
Does that mean she's in trouble
Call
all the
her
time?
babe.
He's in trouble
I feel
pretty
like
much.
doing something based on what her dad calls her is strange to
Yeah,
me.
that's what I mean. This is the power struggle, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's constantly been the theme of this episode
Right.
between them. It's the father. It's a name thing. It's this. It's last name, first name, all sorts of things. It's like they're trying to one up each other. Who's the man here? Who's you know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing. It's almost like she's like a prize or something they're fighting over, or it's very strange and not normal. I feel
It's
in that
weird.
way. It's like this macho.
It's weird in a Melania Trump kind of way with her and her dad.
Melania.
Yeah, whatever her name is.
Close
No,
enough.
not Melania. What's his daughter's name?
Ivanka.
Ivanka. It's weird between them like that to me. If you ask me, that's my gut instinct. They're weird. Her and her dad. Sorry, not
Hey.
sorry. They're just weird. Like I don't like the way his lips look on her face. Like she's 30 something, bro.
Yeah, it is strange.
You're strange.
The whole thing was very, very strange. And then, as CU Hoos is pointing out, as Deirdre, as a bunch of our friends in the chat right now are pointing out, she was really trying to get this guy to talk dirty to the
yes,
camera. I
clearly.
mean, she could not have been spoon feeding it to
No.
him even more. Dude, just say you want to see your naked. Like, just say I want to kiss you all over. Just say I want to be in bed with you. Like anything. And he was like, well, we're going to enjoy
Purposely
doing
the
that almost,
honeymoon.
or he's that clueless?
No, he was being respectful, right? Because he's not like, yo, I can't wait to try to see if I can.
No, okay.
Let's get ready
But we
to
had
work.
this.
Yeah.
We had this whole conversation last season with Will. Where does the respect end and the listen to what your wife is saying begin? She's like, I want to sleep with you. What do you want to do on the honeymoon? And he is talking about we'll explore the jungle and everything. We'll have some fun and maybe explore inside of the condo. He didn't even say
But
inside
you
of the
don't
bedroom.
you don't expect to get an Elizabeth. So I think I think his
That is
expectation
true.
of the
But
show.
I think he's got to
was
go with it a
be-
little bit.
He was. He was
Unless
like,
he's
I
not
want to
feeling
explore.
it. Maybe he's not into her that much.
She
Maybe,
said it.
Maybe.
That could be a
and
thing.
that's
'cause
what I'm saying.
That's what it could be that he's not that attractive. He's saying the things because you're on camera,
And he said- right.
and you say things sometimes you don't mean, right? And when you have a camera on you, especially too. Like, but I say everything think usually I mean, but I don't know. You guys are watching.
Sometimes you have
that's
fun
the
and you
thing.
talk stuff and you don't
Yeah,
really
you just
mean
say
it all.
things. You
Yeah.
don't mean it, but
Yeah.
your actions dictated that.
Sure.
The actions say and your body language says. And with him, if he was about it, he'd be more willing or open, and he's just almost finding excuses not to. And I feel that's someone who's trying to back off and is not into it, and maybe not into her.
Right.
You know, he doesn't find her attractive in whatever way.
Anybody in the chat that wants to explain this to us, or if you guys want to explain it to me, because I don't know, what does this phrase mean? Is that where you want to be when Jesus comes?
We don't know. I have no.
What does that
What does
mean?
that mean?
I don't know.
Is this some
does it
weird
mean?
sexual innuendo that
I was
I am
like,
not familiar
seriously?
with?
Elizabeth's game is ahead of everyone.
Yes,
Apparently.
she is playing 4D chess
Yeah.
with romance.
She is wild.
Oh, I didn't get that at
I
all.
don't
It's
know.
such
She
a weird
lost
thing to
me.
bring. I mean,
Yeah.
ask Iris.
What are they
maybe.
talking
That's
about?
what I was
Right?
saying.
Iris?
Ask
Where
them.
is Jesus coming?
Yeah.
I don't know it. I have no idea. I don't know. That's a great question.
Yeah,
That was
what does the chat
so
have to
strange.
say?
Jamie's overwhelmed by her. Jamie's too
Clearly.
uptight. Jamie's too nerdy for her. So glad Carmen is here.
Oh, hey,
There you go.
guys.
They don't fit well either way.
It
That's
doesn't-
the theme of it. You know.
Yeah,
They're not-
exactly. They're complete opposites, and man, I'm excited to see specifically
Is
for
he a
them how they
lot
turn out.
older than her?
Oh, no, he's 36 and she's 32.
Okay.
So it's not as 4 years, is,
Yeah, but
especially
yeah.
once you're
They're
over
both
30.
in their
It's like-
30s, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's pretty normal.
That's not that crazy.
Yeah,
No, there's no
nothing at
figuring it
all.
out. There's no figuring it out.
I
Well,
feel like once she starts going crazy, he's not gonna have any respect for her.
we'll see hopefully real soon, because a lot of tensions can happen on your honeymoon.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of, now they're making real decisions. They're starting to actually
yeah.
live with each other. So
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot of fun, cool stuff coming up. Now, we get to do our fun special segment.
Hey.
I'm super excited about this because, chat, we want you guys to get involved with this as well. I am tossing the link up in the chat right now. I'm going to toss it a couple times because we are going to rate our couples. Jonathan, do we have our rate our couples music?
Oh.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
The big dramatic.
Ladies and
moment.
gentlemen, it's on a scale of 1 to 10. Jonathan, producer Jonathan, for us is keeping track of what we've rated. Carmen has submitted her former ratings. We're going to add those up. Today, guys, I want to go exactly in the same order that we talked about our couples. Let's start out with Greg and Deonna. Jim?
I feel like Jurassic Park or something. Yeah, it's trending downwards real quick.
trending down.
trending downwards. I'm saying like a 3.
Dang.
Yeah, it's beginning of the end.
She is gonna get on his last nerve. She's gonna boss him around like
Yeah.
crazy and make him jump through hella loops. But I think they're average, and so I give them a 6.
Ooh.
I am not optimistic for them. I think it's a little bit of a show. I think potentially it could get there. I'm just going to give them a flat 5.
They had matching clothes on accident.
Yeah, they are
It's an
interested
accident,
in, they're
probably.
interested in
It's not a choice.
similar color
Yeah.
wardrobe. That's not a great match. That's okay. Let's move over to Matt and Amber. Jim?
5. His secrets bother me more so than her. Why isn't she bothered by it?
That's true. That's true.
There needs to be some. I know it looks good and it looks promising, but those secrets are going to come into play. So I'm giving it a 5 right now.
I'm gonna give them a 7. I think he's the tall, awkward guy who, like, he was just the cool guy in the crew, and I think he maybe just deserves a little wild girl to spice him up a little bit, and maybe he just deserves her, and she's gonna bring him out of the shell. I think they're cute so far. I think, and I like his like demeanor. Like he's
You
just
do.
a cool guy. Yeah, I do. So I give them a 7.
I am going to give them an 8.
Wow.
The secrets don't bother me.
They do
I
me a
think
little bit.
it's fun to ruminate, and it'd be really fun and interesting if something really came. But I think they're playing games with us, and we're getting our hopes up. I think they're just a
Okay.
good, straightforward couple. Let's go, Keith and Iris.
Ooh, poor Keith. This is Keith's real life feeling about her.
Yeah,
Like,
this
that
is a
how
great
he feels.
picture.
Yes.
I didn't even
That is
notice
it.
that before. He's
Like,
just
uh,
like really side eye looking for
Like, I
help.
lucked out
and
with
she's
this.
got that claw.
Fine.
The virgin
Yeah.
claw.
She's like, I'm in it. She's like,
And he's trying to escape.
here.
She's got him by his shoulder.
Yeah, she's like, oh no, baby. You're locked in.
Jim.
This picture made me drop it to a 2. Okay, I was thinking.
Jim, you
I
are
was thinking.
hard on the couple.
Yeah,
Jim
this
is fierce right now. Cutthroat.
2. This man's
2.
looking to escape.
Carmen.
And she is just, that is her dream come true, and he is not sure.
It's 2 people. It's not about one.
I've never
Okay.
noticed
Look
this
at
picture
this.
before.
This is perfect. sick. She is clueless that he is just completely giving her the side eye right now. I
All right,
love
rate
it.
him.
I give them an 8.
Whoa!
Because I think they make a cute couple, and that's what this is
Is this like
about.
a Marvel alternate universe or something? This is not.
I'm not feeling optimistic for this couple whatsoever. I'm giving them a 3.
I
don't
gave
feel
him a
good.
completely shallow vote. I just gave him that because I think they're really cute, and if he can if they could work it out, it might work. But
I'm not feeling it. I think she's gonna start getting more and more bossy and opinionated. She's very particular. I don't think Keith is gonna like
she
it.
seems like she's like head of student council. Like she runs every club she's in. She's
Yeah,
like,
and
she's gonna
blogs
run this
about it.
marriage
She's
too,
gonna run
apparently.
This marriage too. I'm going with a 3. And finally, our crazy crazies, Elizabeth and Jamie.
it's downhill for them. I give
Jimmy,
them a 3.
Okay, 3.
3. I'm going with a 4.
On the 4.
Yeah.
I want them to work. Elizabeth is my favorite.
It's not
so
working.
I want it to work, but I don't know. I'm on the fence. I think he could be brought over to the dark side of her. So I'm gonna go 6
He's
right
not
now.
completely closed the door. That's why I still leave it some wiggle
so I'm
room.
gonna go 6. Guys, let us know your ratings. Put them in. I'm going to link the survey a couple more times. Put them in the survey, and we want to keep everybody's together. We're going to see, plot out how you guys, the average, works throughout the season. Now, also on that survey is our next special segment.
Hey.
Jonathan, do we have our sexy time music?
Oh.
Yes.
From Jurassic Park to
Jurassic
rated R
what?
movie. Well,
There's got to be a parody of it. Jurassic Park, your butt right over here.
Oh, that could work.
I don't
That
know.
could work.
Sorry. It's, of course, are they going to have sex tonight?
I need another girl in the studio with me, guys.
Why?
Totally testosterone.
Lanisha will be back next week.
So much testosterone.
But Lanisha was
this
totally
year.
down for the did they have sex? So, okay. Are they having sex between this episode and the next episode? We're going to go right back around again.
Okay.
Greg and Deonna.
No.
Hell no.
There's no chance.
They ain't.
No.
Are they gonna have sex is a lot easier than rating couples.
Ever. I'd still say
They're
hell
having
no.
sex. They're Will and Jazz.
It's a full no. Matt and Amber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing it the most.
I say
In the
yes.
pool, though?
They
Or
might
no?
in
Or
the
they're-
pool. They
yeah.
might not get out of the pool. They might not get out
Wild
of the
Things
pool.
is really wild, apparently.
Keith and Iris.
No.
No.
There's no chance tonight.
No,
There's no
no
chance
chance,
tonight. There's
no
no chance. Elizabeth and Jamie.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna last.
It'll be quick, you
The
mean?
night,
Or-
the act, or their relationship.
Like, I don't think that good sexual relationship chemistry thing is gonna last.
Yeah, they'll do it, but it might be a lot of room to spare
And
for the
Elizabeth
rest
is
of the
gonna be
night.
like, "That's it." Like, are we,
Yeah.
No, she's gonna start acting crazy, and he's gonna go
crazier.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it. But we're saying yes, for
Yes,
them for
yes,
tonight.
yes.
Yeah,
It's a full yes. Guys, the second question in our survey right there is the sexy time question. So go ahead and put it. The link will also be in the description of the video for all of our friends watching later. And I'm going to put it probably in a comment when I comment later. So we want to see what everybody has to say. But that is it. Ladies and gentlemen,
Wow.
that brings us to the end of episode 3.
I'm so happy
We're
to
so
be back.
happy Carmen's back. This is fantastic. I'm so happy Jim is here.
It's so
We're so
much
happy
fun.
all you guys are hanging out with us. Guys, until we see all of our friends next week,
Yes.
where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram at king_karma_. That's
lot of
karma with a C.
Double underscores, yo.
Bunch of underscores. You can find me at the Jim Alexander and all social media, realtalker.com. That's REL.
Guys, I am Mike Thieling. You can find me everywhere at Mike Thieling. As I mentioned, if you love these relationship reality shows, come hang out with us. I am on the Bachelorette panel every Monday right here on AfterBuzz
I need to
TV.
crash that.
You
Yeah,
gotta come
you
in.
should come
It is
crash.
a great
You
panel.
know,
Yes.
I
It's a
love
great
that show.
panel. Until then, figure out if this is where you want to be when Jesus comes.
We know what that means.
Right here
We
with
don't
us.
know.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.